4th of July, everybody. Hope you're having a great week and you're headed into friends and enjoy the fireworks safely. Not like Jean-Pierre Paul when he was playing with fireworks and then his fingers were blown off. Or like that woman who was upset that her boyfriend, I don't know, called her by his ex's name when they were having sex. And while he was sleeping, she threw a bunch of firecrackers into his bed and like his hands blew off again trying to eschew the explosive. And then like the look the girl, it's funny, the girls do that. The look they give when they're arrested, it's always like a turtle that's kind of indifferent. Like, is this really necessary? Do you know what he did to me? You know, that's what they do. It's really weird. It's like, God, it's like what he did is words are temporary. The emotion that you feel as a woman is temporary. What you did is permanent. He's like, he has to hold like utensils like this, you know, like, do I have? Like he's gonna have to be like, that's fucked up. That's fucked up, man. So yeah, that's going on. I'm wearing my patriotic Trump sweater, biting for that pardon for hitting that woman with the bus. Back when I used to work with special needs kids in the summer, they're just, I was like zoning out, and then that's why I do this. I used to have a government job. But per my deferred prison time sentencing thing and 25 years of probation, I really can't even jaywalk. They're just going to throw the book at me. I took a Remotive, which is like a German form of St. John's wort the other night. I was on my usual thing of the antibiotic oregano in the morning, you know, a little drop of that in some water, all the pills, all the like, let's get your system optimum. Let's lower interleukin 1B. Let's improve your, you know, energy metabolism, mitochondrial optimization, all that, you know, let's make sure that's good. And then by the end of the day, I was feeling kind of down. I took a little bit of this Remotive. I saw it in the package. I'd only taken 3 of them. 250 milligram pills of St. John's wort. I think they've removed hyperforin and have hypericine in them, which is a specific form that some people think is the form that does all the work, the heavy lifting for people with depression or psychological symptoms, anti-inflammatory aspects, antiviral aspects. It's hard to say. Maybe hyperforin does one of those, but I saw that I was eating the whole pill. And the weird thing is when I've taken St. John's wort in the past, I found that I get more of an effect from a smaller dose. At too much of a dose, I don't feel it. Yeah. Strange. And then I end up taking more later and feeling, you know, pretty good about it. But then I'll crash, which is like an autoimmune crash is almost like someone's just removing the oxygen from the room and you're just exhausted and like kind of like you just got the flu again. Basically to say like I have repetitive flu syndrome. That's what CFS is. That's what PSSD is, I think. It's some sort of anti-inflammatory or autoimmune. Yeah, it's basically your immune system attacking itself because it thinks that there's some sort of thing it needs to be inflamed for or to quell, or there's a foreign antigen in your body forever. And it's like, for some reason, it doesn't always stay high. Like it calms down and then it pops up again for no apparent reason. So I have that affliction. I didn't take it today. I didn't take the oregano today. I just kind of took some vitamins, but just trying to see how I am. Felt kind of sick before the show. Wasn't sure I was going to do something. Definitely couldn't do a show in the middle of the day yesterday. You're in the mindset of like other work, like getting into like the creative space in your head. You just can't shift back and forth. Like women don't understand that too. I talk too much, maybe too much battering of women this week, but this is an important thing. Men understand this, women don't. okay, I'm going to give you 8 hours to work. And then after that, you're going to spend time with me. That's the proffer from a girl. And the entire 8 hours, you do nothing. You accomplish nothing. And at the 7th hour, you start to have an idea. And that's what takes you from like 6, 7 o'clock at night till 2 in the morning for working on that. Then she hates you and says you're being selfish. This is like the problem. It's like women don't have ideas. That's why they're not like a bunch of inventions from women. There's not a bunch of female geniuses, or like female billionaires are not pushing the progressive movement for women. It's not. It's like Jewish billionaires and like rich white people that just want to like call the advances of powerful, like highly competent other men that are younger that could thwart or undermine their entire empire. They don't like that. So they like to cut you down at the knees. And women, throwing them into the workforce is like HR people and project development people. Another reason for that end. But so like you're just like you can't put inspiration on a schedule. You can't put epiphanies, but by their namesake, on a schedule. You know? You're battering your head. Even regular work. You have a startup. You work in something. You're like you're just like remedial bullshit you have to do, right? The stuff that's just like the busy work, and then you have to think outside the box. And ordinarily, you'd want your outside the box thinking to be earlier in the day. But let's say you work in the markets like I do. You manage some money. Like right now, I'm looking at the market. My IKBR's up. Some of my dopaminergic stuff that's like highly focused towards creativity can only happen later in the day. And it tends to be best early in the morning, which I get up early for, or late in the evening. Frontal lobe inhibition lowers. You like more dopamine, more weird thoughts and like creative, thinking. The dark triads come together and be like, let's fuck some shit up with some cool ideas. But they don't understand that. A man would understand that. They wouldn't even think twice. Like, oh, this thing's going on. I have to see it through. They're like, absolutely. They're happy for you because they know how hard that is. A woman never has that moment. They have no self-reference. They have no reference to what you're even talking about. You're thinking, what do you just not love me anymore? Like, oh, you have an idea? Like, yeah, I had an idea. I was going to get my nails done at 4, which I did, and I was going to come see you. And now you're not free. So what the fuck? Can you not love me? Is it over? And you're like, Jesus Christ, I'm just trying to make it $10 million. Like, oh, yeah, that's great. But like, what about me? What about you? Do you think you'd like me if I was poor? Is the 6'6" thing just working out for me all the way through, regardless of my economic circumstances? Wouldn't it be better for us if I made some money? And they're like, yeah, but not at the expense of my self-esteem. I don't know what you're up to. You could be sleeping with some girl. You said you were free at 8 o'clock. What do people do at night? They go on dates. I'm like, holy shit. Holy shit, if you knew where I was. If you knew what I was doing right now, you should see my desk. Ghost, Coke Zero, Gatorade, water, Coke Zero, Monster, floss, licorice root, Energen, which is a combination of B vitamins, cigarellos from Davidoff, 2 powerful cigarellos that they sold me that I can't smoke, so they give me a headache. Like, this is my world right now. Random chocolate wrappers. And she's like, no, he's probably getting a blowjob from some slut. As if I give a fuck about that. 2 things happen in life that you know are undeniably true. If you have money from someone else, you tend to like fuck around a little bit more. When you make your own money, you don't then all of a sudden like become a hedonist, generally speaking. There's like a balance. And you always put your work above that. Now, some people don't. I don't really understand them. But I think for the most part, when you earn your own way, you do. So the idea that I have something really important I'm working on that I would sacrifice that for blowjobs, Most men allow that to come into play when they're working on something they haven't had any success yet. They allow women to affirm them because it's easier than trying to find a breakthrough in their work. Trying to break through and actually make it real, that's hard. Getting a blowjob from some girl and buying her dinner, that's really easy. It's like the easiest thing in the world. And she's retarded. Again, the wooing of women is the cultivation of a like cadre of retards. It is not impressive. You should be wooing men that can write you checks, not women that can do nothing but do tricks on it. The girls doing tricks on it will always do tricks on it. They will always be there. They'll be there when you're 40, 50, 60, and they're going to stay the same age. But your idea in going to market or making some serious cash, that's in the ether. It floats in and out. Health, work ethic, your viability. You know, make your money now. I have a friend who like was in the military till he was like 28. His first business failed in his 30s. He made all his money was like 45. He made like $25 million. And I'm like, and he thinks he's an underachiever relative to other people. I'm like, okay, but look what you did. That's your journey. Your kids are going to be okay. You're going to be fine. Like, do you imagine making $25 million and feeling like part of you says that you're a loser? Like, a woman would never understand these things. Like, they don't. The burden of us, the burden of our condition. Me wearing my Trump sweater so I can get a fucking pardon. Burdensome with you judging me. Has this administration done enough? Has it been really successful? Why are you wearing that? Then some of you are like, he's a sellout. I'm like, it's a privilege to sell out, you fuck. It's a fucking privilege. You have to be in a privileged position to sell out. Lady Gaga was like an underground, weird thing, short person, high, possibly androgynous, possibly a hermaphrodite. We don't know. She'll never divulge those things. HIPAA, right? And so we have to assume she's just trying. And she's just as talented 5 years before she was famous as when she became famous. But no one, quote unquote, decided to give her that. It's not a question of finding. I'm sure she was around and people were aware at CAA and William Morris of this little tyke in the underground, smaller clubs in LA and everything, you know? And then someone offered her the keys to the castle. It's like that girl that used to play, oh, talk to me, oh, I do that the way you move, la, la. You know, that girl. She was doing that shit at like malls. And then she did it at like Lollapalooza. Like, you know what I mean? Like the huge thing. Someone just decided, a gatekeeper, we will let you play that, not at the Montgomery Mall, not at the Westfield Shopping Center, which I think there's a Westfield Shopping Center in Paris. I think there is. I think I remember seeing that. Like, that's weird that I remember that. I'm like, there's one of those in Montgomery County in Maryland. But that's, it's so cute. But yeah, they give you this thing and you just go. So selling out is not okay. You should be so lucky to have the right to sell out. And you can say no. You can say no, and the annals of history will just not recognize you. Not that really matters, because as time goes on, Frederick Douglass, the liberator, I don't know, William Polk, I don't know, Thomas Paine, I don't know, what's his name, Jay, the Great Compromise, Jay, what you know what I mean, like whoever. People just forget. Like their legacy in terms of what they accomplish is so much, but like in like the longer extremity of like time dilation where it's filled up with other assholes, you just don't care. What's his name? Jay. What Jay? It's like Jay. It's like a rapper's name, but it's a white guy. The Great Compromiser. The Great Compromiser, Jay. Something, right? Jay. Henry Clay. Why did I think it was Jay? Isn't there like a J? John Jay's Treaty. Is that who I'm thinking of? Treaty. Well, this is also a treaty unpopular with the American public. Did accomplish the goal of maintaining peace between these. That's a compromise. It's a neutrality position, 1794, 1795. Maybe I was thinking of that. But eating a little too much. I'm trying to just work out today and end the day early and enjoy the weather. Markets are closed on Friday. Try to work out so I can like eat really healthy and then like but keep my calories lower today because I've last 2 days I feel like I've been eating too many snacks. I'm close. I'm like I can see that like there is this point and my body's trying to get me to be hungry to maintain fatness unnecessarily. My output in terms of energy is not more. It's like you're in this precipice where you could stay fat or you could like lean out, and we kind of are scared of the leaning out phase, you know. So we're gonna try to keep you fat and like randomly say, you know what would be great right now? 4 chocolate bars, and you know what? After that, Chinese food, and it's just fucking with me. It's like, dude, I want to mog again. I used to mog. All this shit, it was tight as a rock. Little posterior mandible, a little filler here, just pop it out a little bit, but you have to be really lean for it to work. I can mog. I mogged before. I was doing posterior mandible filler well before Clav. I was one of the first innovators using radius on my own, injecting myself. Yeah. What do you know about occlusions, motherfucker, with something you can't dilute? Welcome to the show, my nigga. Gang shit. Hardcore shit. Let's risk blindness for an excellent jawline doing like, you know, amateur filler injections in your bathroom when you have no money and you're like trying to make things work and you think that men respect you more in business deals because you have a fucking jawline like a fucking champ that makes Brad Pitt look like a bitch. Yeah, I started that, okay? Problem is, if you fill up too much when you're like a little heavy, your face looks bloated. It looks best when you're like lean. So we're working it down. God, this market up and down today, up and down. Well, you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles. I think that buying some. Did I get into the Microsoft? Am I back in? Buying some Microsoft like March 19th, 27, 450 calls would be a good idea. Oh, did we not get there? Oh, no, we're there. Okay. Yeah, I think that this could be filled today. We'll see. I like the January 400s also. Not bad. I mean, a little bit more expensive, obviously. But yeah, I like these plays. Because eventually the market in this downturn is aware of a tech bubble. But if you can outsource compute, I actually think that, like Meta suggested the other day, like we have all this compute we're not using because the metaverse has failed. But everyone else needs it. So who fails? Well, we don't fail. Some of the market indexes actually stay afloat because of the leasing viability of our pre-existing GPUs. But maybe NVIDIA does, like, their sales go down, right? So it's like, okay, it's not a complete catastrophe. It's just like a repurposing of capital expenditure that's capitalized into like a net positive. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's actually a blessing because everyone's like so worried. If we're all in on this and the technology keeps changing, what if all the data center GPUs are like kind of like old technology by the time we like, you know, move forward? Well, you'd think that the LLMs will get more simple or better, and then the GPU net output will be improved. You'll need less GPUs. So the data centers will be able to like diversify tasks, right? Like because they're so necessary now, but the models might be poor and like early. And as the models improve, the GPU concessions for compute will be more efficient. So what came first, the chicken or the egg? Well, first you had Jensen, these people who had to build the infrastructure, build the GPUs, build the market. And then you realize, you know what? The models are also essential, but they're so bad, but we have to keep trying them. And the use of the models then projects the like hypothetical demand, which then gets, venture capital and all these people involved to finance or justify the financing, especially in private equity, of all these like new ventures of pre-existing companies, like pipes within companies, and it doesn't seem to be like, oh, you know what, GPUs won't go. Well, no, GPUs aren't going away anytime soon. It's the models that are just kind of like overrated and probably aren't the end result. It's like how you use them within your moat of data. Like Apple signing with Google to use Gemini for Siri is obviously a data moat play that the models don't matter as much. I also would argue Google's direct product, like the direct product alignment with consumers is like they're not in that business. They have Android phones, they have the Google Pixel, but it's not quite the same as Apple. And they don't have that this is a contract that might be temporary. I don't know. I'm sure that data is like, I don't know. I have to look into it a little bit more, but that deal is very interesting. It showed that like OpenAI and Anthropic are kind of like, I like Kimi. I like the open source Kimi. I got to try some more DeepSeek models. There's a new one out, a new Chinese model. People think it's just as good as Claude Opus. I should try it. Open Code. Try Open Code. It's a good compromise between like no barriers. Like I want to look up my ex-girlfriend's like address where she is currently and like try to find her. Like you could do that on Kimi. You can't do that on other models. Not that I know. No, I was trying to find someone, and so you do what you do. Talk to me. Oh, I love the way you move now. Let's look at the news. The news. What's the news? The news is it's a holiday weekend. I was in Long Island last weekend. I could have stayed this week and then gone back out there. But I'm kind of waiting for a terrorist attack, I think, so I stayed. No, I'm just kidding. I couldn't. I had to go back. But, I didn't want to go back to the city and then back to the Hamptons. I just didn't want to do it. I had other people inviting me to some stuff that was like home, and I'm like, okay. There's this person that I was trying to like help them with some stuff, and I worry about like being too aggressive. That's like beyond their temperament, just because it's so important for them. Their lawyers are kind of like, I don't know, but they desperately need something done. I don't think they realize how important it is for them. Like they just don't understand. But at the same time, I don't want to seem like, I don't want to add pressure by like scaring them with like how assertive they need to be. So. Yeah. This fucking asshole, man, this kid makes this 500 mile per hour jet, and he's like, that's illegal. and he has his own startup. I'm like, this kid's in high school or something, you know, like fuck off. Fuck off. You want to throw him in jail? Like, it's illegal. Otherwise people would already do this. Like, yeah, he did it though. You know what he did? He's marketing himself so that he can get an internship at like Anduril or something. It's brilliant. And you know what? He won't be prosecuted. He'll get like a fine, and Anduril will pay it. You dumb fuck. You're like, you can't do it. It's illegal to, your jet can only go 150 miles per hour as a civilian unless you have, you know, a special licensing waiver, which he probably doesn't have. What a fucking nerd. Let him fly. I don't give a care if he built like a life-size B-57. Like, just fucking roll, man. It's cool. It like fit. It's like the size of his bed, like a twin, I guess. You know, it looks like a dorm room. It's nice. Lightweight, you can like hold it. It's really impressive the way it flies. Makes you wonder if all the drone technology is the actual UFO bullshit. Except the lights over Washington in 1950 doesn't make any sense. You know, those were not balloons. We had little like air what were the Hornets, I guess, back then we had? I don't know what we had in 1950s. But like the jets flew to investigate them. They weren't like orb balloons. Like, they were moving lights over Washington. It was very interesting. No one explains that shit. Like, they have these blurry photos of bullshit. I think some of the cool stuff of like the thing going underwater is neat. I think the Operation High Jump stuff's neat. There's a submarine book I want to get. What's that book I want to get? I'm gonna order it right now. I think it's about like buried treasure and the last call. What is it called? The Silent War. Yeah, I want to get this. I hear this is really good. Let me just read some of the reviews. I want to read this. No. Oh, do I have to? Are banks open on July 3rd? Okay, so I can send wires. So I can send wires tomorrow. I have to send wires out on Fridays. I can. All right. Bro, that girl's bad. The girl that climbed the, what was it, Empire State Building? Nasty girl. Nice body. Love it. Great bod.
Whole life, I didn't know if I even really compliment. She said, thanks for the compliment. Sophie, you're welcome. Okay, you're welcome. You're totally welcome. It's true. Then people start making edits, and she says, wait a second, what's a groiper? Don't worry, I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later, Sophie, no problem. I've always said, oh, but we can't. We can't actually. That's only a joke.
Okay.
Oh, she looks so happy.
Yeah. Nick, what's going on here, bro?
Yeah.
What's up your rain, bro? What's up?
I don't know. I saw she was with some black guy today. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's a shame.
This is what they like, man. It's what they like. I don't believe that the Kardashian girl, was it Kylie that's dating Timothy? That's not real. That girl wants to be plowed by, like, black guys, like athletes. Timothy Chalamet is a Jewish industry plant. A Russian Jewish industry plant, like twink boy. That's like not like you. That's a type. That's like if you're Dasha Nekrasova, you might date Timothy Chalamet, right? Like that's a type. You want like a dorky, skinny, like twinky boy, twinkish, not twink. You know, pretty boy. Even though I'm not kind of indifferent. You know. Call Me by Your Name with Armie Hammer. I'm like, why do you even want to fuck this little guy? You know, the whole movie's fucking insane. Like, you're a guest in someone's house over the summer, and you just fuck their son, their underage son, and then the dad finds out about it. It's like, oh, he broke my son's heart when he had to leave and go back to his heterosexual life. That's his real, face value life. And it's like, you know what? I feel bad. I have to give my son a pep talk about how, like, summer loves, some things just, you have to appreciate it while you have it. Like, he was your guest in your house, and he fucking sodomized your son, who's, like, a kid, and then left to go back to, like, get married to some bitch who doesn't know. And you're like, I should give my son a pep talk. I should let him know, hey, summer loving, having a blast. Like, dude, what the fuck? There's something just like so wrong about that movie that's just not normal. It's like your dad, does that mean your dad is like gay or something? It's like, this is just what we do. I just don't want, like, if that was like a straight dad, that would beat the shit out of that guy and like probably have his dick cut off. You know what I mean? Like, I'm comfortable with my son being gay. Check. I'm comfortable with this older man who's my student in my house taking advantage of my son and then breaking his heart. Check. And I'm just like, well, boys will be boys. Like, what the fuck? The whole movie didn't make any sense at all. It's like skewed from a place of like mental illness and like abusive, like a perspective of the world that's like based off of child abuse, It's just so ridiculous. It's like, dude, I feel bad. Who, like, the writer, the precept of the movie, like this worldview is just, it's so progressively incoherent because there is something about straight or gay being in someone's house as a guest, being older, and taking advantage of one of their children, and then hurting them. Like, do you know what I mean? Like. And then taking the side of like love or like things will like, oh well, I'm sure he's a great guy. You'll find someone else. Like, that's the side. Like, that's insane, dude. If it was a dad and a daughter situation, his colleague came and like smashed his daughter, and then like it said, "Fuck off, bitch! I have to get married to someone else." This is, dude, it just doesn't make any sense. It's like either the author's aware that it doesn't make any sense, he's pushing an agenda, or it's like what he wants or he wishes could be so because his dad was like a rampant homosexual or a homophobe, and he wishes that this was his like childhood upbringing, that his dad was like all for it. because it's not real. This is not how it works, and it's not a question of like tolerance. It's like it's almost like a dream, a fugue state or something, because it's like no one actually would think this is real. This is not the optimum or the utopian ideal, because it's not natural. There are like territoriality and family protection like motifs that should be considered, and like some things that are sacred or respect towards your boss. So, you know what I mean? It's like, dude, it's like your TA, you're the teacher, smashes your daughter, breaks her heart, and you're like, well, there are other guys out there, and you don't fire him. You're like, hey, John, let's go to dinner tonight. Let's talk about how's the sex with my daughter? Like, you know, she's a little sad. Like, do you think you could write her a note and say sorry? How's your new girlfriend? It doesn't make any sense, man. It doesn't make any. It really bothers me. But anyway, yeah, that's the thing. Like in the industry, like I don't believe that Taylor Swift. I don't think that Travis Kelce is a smart person. I think that Taylor Swift is asexual, and that the best move for her is to like normalize herself among a new peer group. Like for her tours, her boyfriends go because they're less, you know, well, he's married to Travis, so it's not gay if I go. You know what I mean? It's less gay if I go, so that like maybe double her ticket sales. Maybe there's some psychological component. For Travis, it's like, maybe he likes her. I don't know. But from her perspective, it's like there's something else going on there. The girl has multiple private jets. Like, she's dated all these guys that seemingly don't match. And then Travis Kelce, a guy who's got his head smashed in for the better part of a decade. Maybe they're both working on it for money. Maybe there's like a mutual interest there. But I don't know. It's like... It also there's like a time issue of like, if you are doing this for the sake of your career, when is your career over? You've made tens of millions of dollars. In the case of Taylor, way more than that, hundreds of millions of dollars, and you can't seem to think that maybe it's time to move on and have like a real life, like a private life. You know, like when do you retire? And I'm sure she loves what she's doing, and there's like this, like, you know, narcissistic like feeding, or sorry, that shouldn't even be a negative. I'm just like, hey, I love making so much money. I love traveling the world. I love the adoration of people. It's fucking awesome. Fair. So maybe that's like a thing that she wants to do in perpetuity. But the idea that you need to marry this weirdo, or that's an arranged marriage for like that career, when do you have your private real relationship with someone that's like real, like Julia Roberts marrying that cameraman or something? Or, you know, Giselle with her Taibo or Taekwondo instructor or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like, not saying it could just be spite because women are crazy. Maybe she's just mad at Tom and wanted to, I don't know. But you get what I'm saying. Something like that. Oh, yeah, the market. Let's see. Let's look. Sarepta always does this. My cost basis in Sarepta is $23. It just... The way it trades, there's no volume. It's like these very small lots, 100, $500, 500 shares, lots. You don't see big action on Sarepta on the exchanges. You see like very small pair trades. And so the money flow index is neutral. It's very interesting. It's very surreptitiously traded. And you look at the 13F filings, it's like, yeah, there's not a lot of size here. One of the things I'd be curious about, like, what are the odds that the EMA, the European Medical Agency, would approve Sarepta before the end, like for ambulatory patients before the end of the study. Is that even possible? You know, that, you know, if it is, like, I think that market opening up, I think that's one of the reasons it's down. Because it's worth $80 on a bad day. It's fucking $19. Okay. Okay, talking about it's worth 4 times this, and it's not worth 4 times like hypothetically or future cash flows that are undetermined. That's what it fucking is worth based off what it's making. This is a discount beyond discounts. Like, so I'm just like waiting for that news. Actually, I want to see. I want to ask. I did ask my colleague on a write-up on NTLA. Let's see. Did they get back to me? Let's see. Where did I write it? Yeah. Let me ask. What is the likelihood? I really like to see that. Like, what if that happened? Is that even possible? Is there a precedent for that? Because it would be. Let's see here. Let's just see, because this is important for you guys to know. Some little like. Elevides is a drug that killed a bunch of kids. It killed like 3 kids, and it killed all these kids that had a pre-existing condition, genetic issue with their dystrophin gene. And the treatment, if you're already really sick, like you're non-ambulatory, like you're about to die, some of those patients experience liver failure. These usually specific to gene therapies. Let's see. Yeah. Is there any precedent like special? Yeah, I'm trying to see, like, it's like, what is the, there is nothing coming up. There is nothing. There's a phase 3 trial that will take like 11 months. So Sarepta could go to $10 for all I know at that time. You know, it's ridiculous that it would, but because it's still making a ton of money, but like there's no catalyst other than negative catalyst, like someone dying again. Like they come out next quarter, they make $400 million, you know? And it's like, yeah, but someone could die. It's like, yeah, a lot of people die with muscular dystrophy. That's the whole point of why this drug is necessary. How long will phase 3 take? 6 to 12 months, probably, right? Balsh is just at the bedroom slipper. It's so embarrassing. You know? So embarrassing. It's not doing anything. It's like... so awful. A year, like 15 months. So April of next year. Data readout late 2027. Any changes to the EMA? I want to know, can the EMA change their tune? Snap is so boring. I was hoping to hit 5 today. I was hoping Bao should hit 5 today. Because I bought an option, small option. No dice. But the Snap 5 is a leap. I bought it when it went down to like 440. I was like, this is insane. This company does so much data. It's worth $50 billion. It really is. It's worth a lot. Sarepta, literally, its price to sales is like 1-to-1. It's like 1-to-1. It's like 1.3. It's so bad. It should be at least $35. Like, it should be. It's so bad, man. Not one kid that can walk around that's like healthy, because like you already have liver enzyme, certain liver enzymes that are like elevated when you're really sick and you're not ambulatory. You're like, there's all these problems you have. The fact that only 3 people died and they were already like sick, and it probably, the therapy might have contributed, but it wasn't like the primary. Should be like evidence alone, you know. But yeah. Should I buy? Will it let me buy? Yeah, where are we at here? This is probably boring for you. I've done, okay, too much market talk. All right, well, you know, Palantir, look for a reversion back to the 120s, buy a little bit. It's going to be like a nationalized company like Intel in a sense. When you have those government contracts, the Doge thing was embedding Palantir software through the IRS and everything. You have this like kind of like sinecure. And so now it makes very little sense to assume that it won't have some protections against like a floor based off those government contracts and the chip wars and the current like ongoing sentiments with the importance of lithium and Argentina, the importance of maintaining sovereignty over U.S. technology and the race for AI. So like Palantir will be protected, even though it has ridiculous conflicts of interest. But I digress. Let's do it. All right.